Morning guys, as you can see, just for a change I'm having a cup of coffee. Today's the 29th and it is Sunday of November. Warm welcome to Alan's Allotment, as always. Hope everybody's staying safe, being practical and keeping themselves out of harm's way. Right, so yesterday we went home and I ended up having a set of mixer taps to replace on the kitchen sink. It's been leaking now for about 2 months. It's just been dripping and it was really annoying the pants off me basically. And I ordered some tumblers that go in each side of the mixer tap, and I watched a YouTube video. I've never done plumbing in my life. I watched a YouTube video and I thought, oh, that looks relatively okay. If I just replace those, that'll stop the dripping. It didn't. So I should have just done it in the first place and ordered a brand new tap. So that's what we did. So I ordered myself a brand new tap and it's been laying in the box for about 2 weeks now. And the reason for that is because I had every single tool on the planet, except the one I needed, of course. On the back side, underneath the sink, there's two long screw threads that come through with the nut on the back, which holds the tap and sandwiches it to the sink top. And of course you need a box spanner for to do that, so that you've got your long thread that comes down and the spanner needed to reach up over this thread and then grab the nut at the top. And I had every other spanner in the world except the box spanner and one the right size. So I ended up ordering a full kit of all the different sizes. I thought, bound to get one that's right. And the moral of the story is we did manage to get one that was the right size. But it was a hell of a fight to get the old nut off because it had been dripping for so long. It had been actually leaking and dripping onto the nut underneath, which had just welded it solid to the actual shaft. And it actually gave way from the inside of the tap on the short thread, which was a blessing in the end, and came loose. In spite of having WD-40 on there, it was rather a struggle to get the old tap off. And I thought, what have I done? I've dismantled everything. I turned off the water mains, everything, and pulled everything out the kitchen sink from underneath the kitchen sink as you do. And it was a living nightmare. As I say, I've never done plumbing before. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll hold my hand up. But we managed. Somehow we managed to get this brand new mixer tap fitted without any leaks at all, which I had a bit of OCD. I was sitting watching the joints with the torch under the sink to make sure it wasn't even leaking the tiniest little bit. And thankfully we got a good seal on everything. And Mrs. C is extremely happy with her new mixer taps. And to be honest, so am I, guys, because it was really annoying me. They're just constant dripping on the tap. It was really, really annoying and splashing everywhere. Anyways, so that's a good job. So as a result of that, I decided I would treat myself to 2 bottles of beer. Now, I don't normally drink alcohol as a rule, but I decided I was going to reward myself with 2 bottles of beer. And I thoroughly enjoyed them. But I got up this morning and I felt like I had 200 bottles of beer. So we took a couple of bad head tablets. And I've still got a bit of a bad head now. We had a bit of a lie-in this morning as well. I think it was about 8:30 before I actually got out of bed. That's an unknown. So needless to say, we were a little bit later getting up to the pigeons today. But they're all fed and watered. The chickens are all done as well. And it's now 11 AM. It's pretty miserable. It's cold. Not too bright outside. And I've got a bit of a bad head and very little mojo. But I am going to try and push myself and get something done, guys. And the reason for that is because we're running out of time. As you know, I've still got those beds to do over there, and I'm working through them slowly. But the pigeons always take priority, and we make sure the pigeons arrive first. So I've still got quite a hefty workload on, although since we got rid of a lot of the pigeons, the numbers have come down significantly, and the workload is definitely lighter, which is now allowing me to do a little bit more in the garden. The problem we've got now is the short days and the lack of daylight. And then the cold, miserable. If it's pouring down, there's not a lot we can do unless we go out and brave the elements and crack on. And it's not pleasant working in the rain, as everybody knows. So we're just doing little bits as and when we can. but I've got still so much to do over there. I've still got this big walking cage to build around the beds to try and keep the rabbits and the birds and all the rest of it, whatever it was over there destroying things, and or do the entire perimeter of the garden with the green mesh along the back fences, and then put a netting over the top. I haven't decided which way to go with that yet, guys. I'm still toying with that idea. But nonetheless, one or the other needs doing before the growing season again. I've still got the 6 or 7 beds to be weeded, dressed down with cow manure, topped up with fresh compost, and then covered with cardboard or plastic or whatever, ready for the growing season. So I've got still quite a lot of work to do, guys, and I need to push myself. I don't actually know what I'm going to do today or where I'm going to get the mojo from, but we're going to have to give ourselves a kick up the bum and try. It's dawned on me it's nearly 11 months now since I started the YouTube channel, and I think at this moment in time I've got about 103 videos uploaded, and I've enjoyed every minute of it, guys. I just at this point want to say another massive thank you to all my subscribers. I really do appreciate you taking the time to subscribe and watch the content that I put up. If you aren't already subscribed to my channel, please do think about it and the subscribe button, then the little bell icon on the right, and that will alert you every time I put up new content. There are still a lot of people watching the videos but not actually hitting the subscribe button. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's just a one-off video or something, content in there that they wanted to see and that was it. I don't know, and that's their choice, of course. But I really would appreciate your subscription, guys. It only takes a second and it doesn't cost anything at all. Right, I'm babbling on. I'm going to finish this cup of coffee. As I say, it's 11 AM now. It starts getting dark about 2 PM when it's dark and miserable like this. So I'm going to have to think about what I'm going to do today, if anything, and I can find the mojo. And if I do, I'll bring you along, guys. Thanks for watching and stay tuned. Right, guys, it's 12:30, and as you can see, we've made a start on the beds over in the growing area. So we've got the cow manure uncovered, and as you can see, it's breaking down nicely. Near the bottom, it's still got a bit to go, but that doesn't matter. If it's on the bottom of the bed, it'll finish breaking down once a bit of air gets at it. I mean, we can still use it and put it in the beds, guys. So what have we got done so far? An hour and a half. So remember these lats that we had sitting down here? We've got those cut into a sensible length. We measured across between post to post in case we go this route, and I obviously cut them to the longest length that would also do down here, across there, from post to post there, etc. If we decide to go down green meshing this all the way around and then putting a roof over the top. So we've got those cut to length, and we've got them out of the way because they were basically, I was tripping over them. We've got them cut to length. They're in the garage now, so they'll start to dry out as well. That's another bonus, and they're out of my way. So we've finally got the cow manure into this bed here now, and as you can see, we've got a good 3-4 inch layer of cow manure in here, and we've broke it down and aerated it to finish off, and we used the old fork that we found here when I was digging out, when I was clearing the area when we first started. I found this buried in the ground, and it's still useful, as you can see, guys. That was brilliant for doing that and breaking the clumps down. Nice sharp points on it and everything, wide forks, so it broke all this down nice. And as you can see, we've got this bed done ready for its topping of compost. Likewise, that one's ready for its topping of compost now, guys. So we've got that done. That's another jobbed, isn't it? It's another jobbed. This quarter is starting to take shape. And then we've moved over onto this one now. We're going to start putting the cow manure on this one here now as well. And then we're going to dig them in together very lightly. We're just going to mix it together. And it will get a top dressing of compost, as all the beds will. It's going to cost me a small fortune, but there we go, guys. Bit by bit, 3 or 4 bags in each, compost on top. Hopefully we'll have a better season next year. Now, I just wanted to point out the university of using screws as well, guys. As you know, we made these hoops, so we can reuse these over and over again because it's plastic, it never rots, and the screws are still sitting there in there with the drill holes and everything, so we can put them back at any point we want. But the main thing is I need to get at the beds and get access to get the wheelbarrow up there and get the cow manure to get it mixed. And it takes 2 seconds to just unscrew all of these, and that's exactly what I'm doing now, guys. And I'm going to hope today I'm going to get this finished dressed off and the cow manure mixed in before the rain comes. It is actually spitting now, but we'll see what we can get done. If I can try and get this one done, that would be good. And if I can move on to the next bed and get the half a dozen weeds out of that as well and dug over, and the cow manure in there as well, and get this stretch finished off, that'll be a really good day. It is pretty dark and miserable, as you can see, but we'll just plod on and see what we get done, guys. I'll catch up with you later. Right, guys, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I didn't get done what I wanted done, but we've still had a good bit of production anyway, considering it's really dark and miserable, as you can see. And it's only 2 PM in the afternoon, but it's cold, damp, miserable, and I've had enough. On a positive note, we managed to get all this, as you know, we managed to get the cow manure into this bed here. But we've still had quite a good bit of production. As you say, we didn't get this finished either, but what we have done is we've taken all the framing down, all the netting off, taken down the frame that we had for the beans and the peas, and stripped these beds all the way back, ready to make a start on. That'll make them much more accessible for getting at now for weeding and dressing down. So hopefully next weekend we'll have these, at least these 5 beds here done, all weeded, manured, dug in and dressed and ready for just a top layer of compost, guys, and perhaps even the back one as well. But as you can see, it's a lot tidier in here now. I've had a good tidy up. Taking the cauliflower frame down and cutting all the cable ties off, and whatever, it took more time than enough. Taking down the wire framing and rolling the wire framing up, etc. You don't know where the time goes. I've harvested the carrots as well. We didn't get a lot out of that. Well, we did. We got a lot, but they were all tiny wee things. But the slugs had started getting them now. But I've managed to salvage ourselves a small carrier bag full there. There's probably enough for 2 meals, so it's better than nothing. At this late in the year, we're still getting something out of the garden. These cauliflowers here are actually starting to put heads on now. You can just and so see, well, at least that one is anyways, and I think this one is as well. So we're just going to leave these 4 in here to continue and see if they do anything. And we'll make this the last bed of the lot before we to finish off. And what I've decided, as you can see, guys, realistically the size of these plants when they fill out, you're only really going to get 4 in one of these beds, and it isn't worth using the full bed for 4 brassicas. So what I've decided I'm going to do is going to turn this into an onion and garlic bed as well, because I get maximum production out of that bed once these are out, rather than just 4 brassicas. What we'll do is we'll fill it and get 40-50 onions out of there instead, and we eat a lot of onions, as I said. So yeah, I'm pretty certain the first thing I'm going to do this year, I'm not going to bother too much about other stuff. I'm probably going to fill every single one of these beds with early potatoes, the Winstons that I grew last year. They were so good, and we got a couple of months feed out of them. So maximum production out of these guys. I'm going to put potatoes in every one of these beds at least for the earlies, and then if we think about growing something at the back end, then so be it. So what I've decided, I'm going to grow stuff that we eat a lot of, which is potatoes. I might not even bother with any lates this year or second rounds, or we might do these 6 beds here all with earlies, and that one there with second earlies, and then we'll reuse these beds after that for brassicas, and we'll try again next year, guys, and see what happens. But we eat a lot of potatoes, we eat a lot of onions, so I'm just going to concentrate on stuff that we eat a lot of. And next year I'm going to use this bin here once I get the 2 rhubarb crowns out of there, and I'm going to have a go at growing some decent sized carrots in there, guys. I do still want to get these done and make them into strawberry beds ready for next year. For now they're taking no hurt in the polytunnel, but I would like to get that done. I ain't certain what I'm going to grow in there yet, but we'll think of something. We might have onions in there as well. Probably not, guys, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think this bed here will be most productive with onions, because as you can see, when you put brassicas in here, the garden really isn't big enough. It's manageable, but it's not big enough to really do what I want. And the fact that they're just constantly getting attacked, it's a pointless waste of time for the price of a 49p cabbage or whatever it is. It isn't worth the hassle. So I'd rather grow stuff over here that I can grow. And not only that, because this has got the protective netting on, I can set some onion seeds in there, no problem whatsoever. And it's ready made for the job. The birds can't get in to pull them out. So yeah, we might even concentrate on that one next week actually, and get that one done and get the onions set, and see if that isn't more production or a better way of utilising the time. I've had enough, guys. It's getting dark, I'm cold, I'm wet, and all that's left for me to do is to get this covered back over again. So I'll give you a final roundup in the shed. See you later, guys. Right, guys, as you can see, the light's fading fast yet again, and we're only on 2 PM. I'm cold and miserable and wet. Right, okay, but on a positive note, we've got at least the manure into that other bed that was completely vacant and empty. That's a good job in itself. But the time consumption was taken this afternoon with dismantling all of the framing, taking off the nets, rolling them up, folding them up, taking down the wire netting frame, rolling that up, taking the posts out, and having a general all tidy up, clearing the bricks away, sawing the wood, putting that in the garage for dry storage. So in spite of, it's been a productive day, guys, and it's that much closer. Next weekend, hopefully, and weather permitting, we'll be able to come up after we've done the pigeons, and we'll be able to get straight over there with the fork, start weeding those beds, start barrowing the manure, and hopefully get most of it done next weekend, guys. We'll see how it goes anyways. Right, guys, I hope you are enjoying the little bit of content that I am able to provide. If you are, please do leave a comment or two in the sections below. I would appreciate that. Let me know how you're getting on with your garden. Let me know how you're dealing with COVID. Anything at all, any suggestions about the garden that you think of that may be useful or may be helpful, please leave them in the comment section below. I'm just waiting for the kettle to boil, guys, and then I'm going down home. For now, stay safe, be practical, and keep yourselves out of harm's way. And we'll see you again in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe.